I don't know if it's growing up as a skier in New England or my Norwegian heritage.
Or just accepting that it's January in Canada.
Yeah. You're probably sick of snow.
Oh, I can't stand it.
You just want palm trees.
Yeah, I mean, Norway doesn't even have ice in its name.
I kind of cried when I saw this. But yes.
All right, so basically, Fort Ronnan, this is the third fortress that we're putting into the game.
Yeah.
It is, of course, a very large map. In some ways, it's actually a little bit smaller than the other fortresses in terms of, like, how many buildings and things are on the inside, but we'll take a look. So, Katie, you're going to walk forward instead of taking a vehicle. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the openness is intentional for more vehicle play, right?
Yeah. Like, inside, there's a fair amount of space.
Oh, I guess I'll need...
Now, you can take the secret entrance. So, but go back. Let's take a look more at the surroundings. So, this is not a finished map. There's still another level of level design polish to be done, both in terms of both gameplay and also just fixing up collision and stuff. Like, there's some cover that you can't use, that sort of thing. But it is very close. So, level design is going to do their last pass. Then the art is going to do a pass based on what the level design did. One more fix, and then it's going out. So you should be seeing this on UAT. It's actually been there before, but before we added the art pass, it turned into a snow map.
And it's performing pretty good, actually. You probably can't see it on the Twitch, but our clients are locked at 60 frames per second, of course, and there's not a lot of situations where it drops down when you're alone there. And we did a play test on Wednesday with the Dead by Daylight team and others.
Yes, yeah.
And that went well, although we were only 40, but still the performance was pretty good. And we actually played that game with, as we always do on our own development servers, we actually add simulated lag.
Right, yeah.
So I was playing with 200 plus all the time, and that was fairly good, but it's not an indicator of that we have been able to fix all the situations that are happening in live, because that's a huge priority for us.
Oh, okay, following Katie. So the side entrances on this map are a little bit easier to defend, to sort of emphasize the gates a bit more. But Katie just ran through one of them. There's also another one on this side. If Katie, you want to head up the stairs with me. By stairs, I mean elevator.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Or the lift if you're European.
That's right. I'm going to take a look out over the wall. Oops. Well, that's okay, because I'm going to take the other route. So go to the other side of the wall. I was looking at your screen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's icy, slip, it's okay.
Yeah. So, go to the edge of the wall.
Left side?
Yeah. So there is a passage up this side.
We want to show them everything?
Yes.
All right.
They'll forget it by the time you get there.
They'll forget.
Yeah. No, this is a PvP map. Everybody's supposed to learn all the routes. Play it tactically. What are you doing?
Oh, I wanted to go in the cave.
All right. Switch to my screen. All right, so I am heading up the path, which is off to the side. Like I was saying, it's a bit more straightforward, so it means that it's a bit easier to defend. There are multiple routes to do so, but one of the things that we do want to make sure is that the vehicles are getting, the vehicle stage and the siege stage is getting emphasized as part of the fortresses, so that it's not too much about people just sneaking around, ghost tapping in.
Well, in the playtest, that worked pretty well, because, absolutely. I mean, the battle, if you turn around, there, with these two approaches, I mean, the fighting with the turrets and the siege and all the vehicle combat, plus, of course, the sneakiness.
Yeah.
It actually took a fair while and fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, as you can expect, there is the walls, and then there's point A, and then there's point B. So I'll show you. Point A, actually, the vehicles are prevented from getting a bit too close to it, so it makes it much more of a rush. So we've put a fair amount of care into designing this particular capture point, and I'll point out some of the differences. We made it a lot wider and more open than some of the previous ones, but in a directional way. So basically, we wanted to emphasize more the actual controlling of directions. So the front is very open, and the intention there is that, if you're trying to do a frontal assault, it's obviously very dangerous. So the defenders get to park their guys up here, they get to shoot people who are on their way, and it's pretty open trying to attack in that direction. But we have more of corridors sort of on the side, so that basically, if somebody is in here controlling this point and making sure that nobody gets in and fires on it, they can also be controlling from behind, and there's more of a gap to allow the ranged fire to actually control the space, as opposed to melee guys just running up and shooting you to pieces. And so that's something that I've talked about before, but what we call the corridorization is an emphasis that we're putting into our new levels to make sure that
That's a new word, though.
corridorization. Yeah, but it's
I'm okay with it.
It's a good word.
it's to make sure that there's more control and less chaos in any given encounter. So as you can see, there's two corridors there that need to be controlled. So the big difference between a corridor and just a door is that, like with a door, a person could easily be unable to be fought until they get like right up here.
You put the door in
Corridor. Put the door in corridor. Whereas you can more easily, like as a tactical, for example, guard around one of these and shoot a character before they've reached you.
Yes. But also, which of course is often mentioned when we talk about fortresses, is the performance. So there's two factors of performance. One is, of course, generally the technical side of things, and then of course it's simply the number of players always makes it go down as well. That is the staked synchronization.
Yeah.
So while we are not allowed to, in terms of the former, in terms of performance, for example, with client, to suggest certain things because they are not sanctioned by companies like Microsoft and AMD or Nvidia and such. There are certain tips out there. You can check on Reddit. That's the newest, simplest version of tuning, especially for lower end platforms, because the settings there, which you can tweak in your INI file, which we don't recommend, of course. I'm just talking about it.
Yeah.
Actually has a great effect on performance, especially if you have a low amount of video memory, and especially if you have low video memory and still meaning like 1.5 gigs or something like that, because it affects the shaders and shadows and everything quite a lot. Secondly, you can check on Steam, where they are not necessarily saying that this is affecting performance, but they have a tutorial how you disable Xbox DVR in Windows 10. So if you had a performance drop going to Windows 10, disabling this apparently has, for some people somewhere, which Steam and nobody else of course is confirming, but may or may not help you. And of course, the third thing, which is quite interesting to see, is that somebody has admitted that Windows 10 in general could perform better with games, especially those that are able to use more of the computer's resources, like multiple cores. So that now they have a Windows game mode coming out. So all those suggestions of higher priority and disabling this and that to get more performance may actually have been true all the time, which of course I can't confirm or deny. So check those out.
All right. Back to the map.
Yes, no.
Okay.
But this map performs well. That was earlier, but I wanted to share this performance thing because a lot of people were talking about the great map, but I won't be able to play it.
Oh, that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the point B, another cathedral. So basically, like we have a point down here where the vehicles have to stop, and you can charge up the stairs, which is one of the routes, or you can go up the elevators on the side. Either way, of course, it depends on where the defenders choose to place their units. And there are a few points from within the cathedral that are actually really valuable that we found for defense. So I will head towards the cathedral itself, and you can take a look. It's actually like that spot, that balcony, and that balcony have both proven like essential for controlling both the inner space and the outer space.
Laying some heavy bolters up there is fantastic.
Yeah. And using a swooping hawk to do something about it is also an excellent idea that I found. So the actual interior of the cathedral itself, we've got a nice mural on the back. It's a huge interior space. What we've often found is that
show sort of like.
I want to get up somewhere high. This is where the balcony is. As you can see, it's a pretty valuable spot to be controlling this area. But interior as well, like we found often that controlling a spot like this, controlling over there, or controlling on that side or that side can be extremely valuable. And a lot of the fight comes down to basically uprooting people who have taken those positions so that you can keep eyes on the capture point. And that's a big goal of what we're trying to do, is make it so that the ranged characters can control the capture point from specified positions, and you can fire on them with ranged or heavy targets, but you can really uproot them with melee targets. And that's really where we want to be going with the level design. And so, like I was saying before, this is not finished, but it is very far along, and it's mostly details and collision and things like that we have left.
So we've had it enabled on UAT a couple times.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, a more arted out version.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, actually, whether it's enabled now on UAT or not.
Yes, I'm not sure. I think it probably is, but of course...
yes, because we have a limited set of maps enabled on UAT.
Yeah.
And if not, I'll check out if we aren't safe to actually just enable it, so you can jump in and take a look.
Yep. Okay. So, that's the preview of the new map.
That's the preview of the new map.
Ronan. It'll be coming soon, and it's a lot of fun from the matches we played in.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this space especially. It's really cool.
The fun part of like small trivia here is that a long time when we started making this map, Ronan, and then one of our DevOps, or the team that handles our infrastructure and server every day, all day, 24/7, is also called Ronan. So
yeah, that's
that
right.
is causing a bit of confusion
Yeah,
occasionally.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So like, have you guys tested out Ronan?
Yeah.
And we're like,
every day.
eh,
All
Yeah.
right. Well, the name of one of our upcoming tank maps is also
oh,
going to come. Anyway, you'll see.
I haven't heard that.
Okay. All right.
Is it Nathan?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not. Just think of who on our team has the most sinister name.
Nathan?
That's sinister now that we know.
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't sinister always.
Yes,
like-
yes, yes. Good point, good point.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'll run in to look at the stained glass window one more time.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to hop over to live so that we can play with
And
the
yeah,
Endbringers.
prepare the match with the Endbringers because we're now going to jump into the questions from the forum.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I will quit and switch and.
See, there it is, stained glass window. And
Who's that?
That person in the middle is me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Canonically.
No, it's not me.
And those skulls, those are all the people who used to work with you?
Yes, and some of them at dinner. But no, it's not
Excellent.
me. You can see because it's not. It doesn't have a beard.
Oh, yeah, true. All right. I'm going to hop out.